The economic relationship, I think, is extremely important. Last year we had a volume of 12 billion euro of trade, and I hope it's going to grow again this year. We have a very big chamber of commerce, Bulgarian-German chamber of commerce here in Sofia in Bulgaria. And there's about 600 German businesses members of this Chamber of Commerce. And I'm very proud of the fact that it is a German business who is the biggest commercial taxpayer in Bulgaria, with 8% of the tax payment to the Bulgarian budget. So it's really very important, and it's long-standing, and I think it is just a good and very solid connection.
How does the import of electric vehicles from China affect the German economy?
Well, actually, you know that the European Union has now imposed a tariff of 35% on Chinese vehicles being imported into the EU. So it's a bit difficult to assess how that is going to affect the market. But I think it has put German car makers, all European car makers, under a certain pressure to develop electric cars that are within a price range that is affordable, but because the big competition advantage of the Chinese vehicles was that they were definitely cheaper than most European-made electric cars. So, but given these new tariffs, I don't know, it's very difficult to assess how that will work out. So, ask me again in 2 months.
Okay, but do you think that this is a good decision from EU to impose those sanctions?
You know, I understand the background of this decision because the Chinese products are really massively subsidized. And so you can say that this renders the competition on the European market somewhat unfair and unbalanced. You also know that Germany was not for taking this decision. But in the process, we did not belong to the majority, and so the European Union decided that. And it is also valid for Germany.
What do you think about the rise of the support for the far-right parties in Germany, especially for AfD? Because here in Bulgaria we also can see such a process.
Yes, and I think you can not only see that in Germany and in Bulgaria, but in many European countries. Yeah. So, and also in countries outside of Europe. So it seems to be not only a national phenomenon, it seems to be a global tendency. There's many possible reasons for that. But I think it presents a big problem if you want to work in a context that is multilateral. If you want to work within the EU, within the United Nations, within the OSCE. So everything that implies that your country needs and wants to work well with other countries. Because a favorite trope of these right-wing parties is we want more national sovereignty, whatever they mean by that. We want more national sovereignty and less EU, for example, in this case. And I think they are lying to the people. They are lying to the people and not telling them what it will cost them. And I think if you take a country like Bulgaria, but also like Germany, if you take them out of the EU, that is going to be economically catastrophic. Look at the UK things have not gone better since they left the EU, to put it mildly.
What do you think about the political situation in Bulgaria? Do you see any solution?
Well, I think you can. It is a difficult situation. I mean, having the 7th election in 3 years, it is clear that that points to a problem. I do believe and I do hope that the political parties in Bulgaria now will be able to form a stable government together. Call it a coalition, call it a sklopka, call it a non-coalition. But the important thing is that they will be able to agree on some program which allows for a stable parliamentary majority. Because the country needs a stable government and a stable parliament. There's many legislative issues that need to be taken care of. There's many decisions that need to be taken concerning the health sector, concerning the education sector, schools, but also higher education, universities, science. And I really, really hope that this time that's going to succeed and Bulgaria will have a stable government. Also, that's quite egotistical. As Germany, we want Bulgaria to be a strong voice in the European Union. We are friends, and we need our friend Bulgaria to be back on the stage.